The statement of the Apostle Paul concerning each in his own order has some profound connections. The first connection concerns in his presence. Now, this word is mistranslated in all Bible translations, which I talk about here in this video, where basically the parousia of Christ is actually a personally being present when he returns, according to the resurrection here, the resurrection of the died ones, which connects then to the resurrection, where the first order is right here, 1 Thessalonians 4:16, when the died ones in Christ will rise first. Now, I've made multiple videos, which I highly recommend you watching right here. We and them, which shows us that 1 Thessalonians 4:16 and 17 are not all being raptured at the same time. I made an earlier video about this, but watch this one. This is an updated video, 58. And then also watch the died ones, rise and awaken, which we have to understand there's a difference between rising and awakening, where these are rising first, according to the orders. And then watch this video as well, because this is all tied to the relationship of the so-called rapture here, and each in his own order. Now, each in his own order has a direct relationship to what are called the watch times of the night, outlined in Mark 13:35, according to the parable of the doorkeeper, where I have midnight highlighted here, which takes us to the parable of the 10 virgins. When the virgins are awakened, they don't rise first, because rise and awakened are two different things. When they're awakened in the resurrection, they have to adorn their brightening lamps in order to be prepared to enter the wedding feasts here at the time of midnight, which is the second order, not the first. Remember, the first order is eventide, first watch time. This is the conclusion of the second watch time. Luke 12:38. Second and third watch times are named, which the conclusion of the second watch time, midnight, begins the third watch time, where the wedding feasts are mentioned right here. And those going away out of the wedding uploosen. Watch my video 051. And then they're uploosened at the first order, the rise first, where the rapture is the second watch time context. The dot that connects the harpazo event, which remember is the second watch time order of midnight, is the Greek word epanthesis, which the virgins, when they're awakened, are coming out into the epanthesis to adorn their lamps pre-midnight, where remember they enter the wedding here into the wedding second watch time. So this is the second watch time order. This is the first watch time order, according to each in his own order. 1 Corinthians 15:23, in his presence, personally being present, according to the resurrection, which the resurrection here is the same as John 5:28 and 29, in which all who are in the sepulchres, including those having done the good and the malicious, go out into resurrection, which actually Jesus is quoting. He's pointing to Daniel 12:2. All right, Daniel 12:2. Well, if we come down to the last verse, or next to the last, blissful the one dragging along is the last order, It's the third watch time blissful of Luke 12:38. Where if we come back to 1 Corinthians 15:23, each in his own order, and we jump down to verse 52, this is also the last trumpet, which is not the rapture. Remember, the rapture is the second order. It's the middle order, midnight. Eventide is the out-resurrection of Philippians 3:11. This is the conclusion of the dragging along into the finish of the third watch time blissful ones. Daniel 12:12, Luke 12:38, third watch time, last trumpet. And if there's a last trumpet, there's a first trumpet, hence 1 Thessalonians 4:16. According to each in his own order in his presence.